Evening VC, Dave here. Jumping on to, of course, show some more records. I thought I was going to slow down, but man, what are you going to do? So we're going to jump straight in. First record, was happy to pick this up. And I didn't know that this was going to be released, so this is a surprise actually, but this is Cave In, featuring Stephen Brodsky and Adam McGrath, live at Roadburn 2018, a tribute to Caleb Schofield, their bass player, who tragically passed away last year in a car accident. And this is a live recording from this concert. Also comes with a bonus 7-inch. It's got a plain label, so spare showing that. But man, love Cave In. Got to see them live, open for Foo Fighters years ago when Caleb was in the band. One of the best live performances I've ever seen. They were so damn good. And Tides of Tomorrow, that EP is easily my favorite, and a couple of those tracks are played on this. Dark Driving for one, and the Calypso. Of course, Big Riff from Jupiter is on here. And let's see where this was. This was a festival in the Netherlands, and so very cool that this was put out on vinyl, and I believe there are proceeds going to a foundation set up for Caleb's family, so I was happy to pick this up. Great band. It's a shame that they had to get back together and doing some things as a result of what happened, but it's good to see them playing those tunes again. Next record, oh man, and if I knew about this record last year, I would have picked it up then and had it really close to the top of releases of last year. And so that's going to be Daniel Carter, Tobias Wilner, Jabril Turi, Federico Yugi, New York United. It's a limited pressing from last year. This is on the 577 Records label out of Brooklyn, New York. Limited to 300 copies. I have number 73. Man, this is heavy, and everything kind of fits with this. I'm pretty sure I told Teddy this is the sound of the streets, and it just so happens that the names of the songs are of just that. Canal Street, 125th Street, North Strand Ave, and Flatbush Ave are the names of the tracks. You've got Daniel Carter on alto, tenor, flute, and trumpet. Tobias Wilner's on electronics, synth, and beats. Jabril Turi on the bass. Federico Yugi on the drums. This is heavy. Real heavy stuff. Just completely mind-blowing for me to hear something new, really, a new approach. Yeah, going to be checking out what I can from these musicians, see what else I can find. Highly recommend this record. Yeah, I think Teddy recently picked up a copy, so I'm looking forward to his view on this as well. Highly recommend this. I don't know how my local shop got in a new copy with only 300, but yeah, snagged it. Very stoked with that. The next record, last weekend, a friend of mine and I, we hit up a local antique store. It's kind of a monstrous place. Records all over the damn place in there. And there's one main vendor, and his prices are kind of high for the condition, and he has some stuff here, but not much. But then a lot of his stuff is also strewn out throughout the antique mall or whatever you want to call it. It's all in one building. But my friend found a good stack of records, but I didn't really find anything. I came across a Coltrane with Milt Jackson. The label was destroyed on it, or I would have probably picked that up. But I ended up finding this record. That's Soft Machine 6. Really great condition. Double album, original from 1973, U.S. press. Only had one other Soft Machine record, so I was happy to grab this. Yeah, this is an interesting listen. Not my favorite Soft Machine record, but yeah, I didn't want to leave empty-handed, and this definitely fit the bill. Spun this a couple times. I like all of it really, except for the last track. Not quite into that one, but very cool to find a Soft Machine record. They don't pop up much down here. The next couple of records picked up later that night. Went over to Tip Top Daily Market, which I've talked about quite a bit. They had a pretty big event going on. Had a food truck that's going to be out there every Friday and Saturday night, making gourmet McRibs and like these gourmet sausage breakfast wraps that you can get at all hours. Oh man! And yeah, they had a DJ spinning Dilla, you know, a bunch of Dilla beats, which was phenomenal. Like all the best of the best from Dilla, and then there was a local rap artist that performed, and that was badass as well. And he was backed by a DJ that plays there, spins there quite a bit. So we had a really good time, and of course found some records in there. Picked this up, stereo reissue of Charles Mingus, Tonight at Noon. I think it says Charlie Mingus, but someone said he didn't like to be called that, but so I'm not really sure why they would put that on the record like that, but maybe it didn't bother him. I don't know. But great record. The first side of this is very avant-garde, and I mean, we're talking about from 1957 on side one. So yeah, Charles Mingus with his jazz workshop, phenomenal. And was talking to Teddy about this record, and yeah, I guess the influence would be from that early Sun Ra period, is what's coming through here from Mingus, and this is highly recommended. And side two is a little more straight ahead, very beautiful. Yeah, this is a great one on Atlantic. Happy to have it in any form. The next record I found at Tip Top, really cheap too, and I always find Ravi's there cheap. Sound of the Sitar on World Pacific, Ravi Shankar, Alaraka and Tabla. Man, an original. This belonged to a college radio station down here, Winthrop College. So the wax is in impeccable shape. This is from sometime in the 60s, I think 67. This original mono. Absolutely beautiful, of course. And for me, I really dig the tabla. That's my jam with these records. So happy to add another Ravi to the collection. Got a lot of good response on that one when I posted that. I guess that one's a tough one to find. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen a copy of that. So next couple records, received another package from Teddy Eat Sleep Vinyl, and yeah, a couple great ones. This is a 09 stereo press on Impulse of Max Roach, Percussion Bittersweet, and man, spun this last night for some friends, and this is the real deal. Man, I love this record. this is a little bit diverse. All kinds of killer playing from Max on percussion and the drums, and his wife is on here on some vocals. Abby Lincoln, just beautiful. Yeah, this is one of the best Impulse releases for sure. I think originally came out maybe in '61, so it's one of the early Impulse releases. Fantastic record. I've seen originals a couple of times, usually at least $80 minimum, and they're trashed. Most of the time I see them listed for well over $100, so I was happy to pick up this reissue. Just phenomenal. They did a really good job with those. It was released in '09. I think I also have a Alice Coltrane record from the same batch of Impulse releases from that year. And the other record that Teddy threw in for good measure was Steppin' with the World's Saxophone Quartet. And man, this one is something else. This is a wild album. Yeah, I don't have anything else like this, and it is killer. Recorded in '78, released in '79 on Black Saint, the Italian label. So there's no bass, no drums. This is just a whirlwind of interplay between the four players on saxophones. There's a bass clarinet in here and a flute. But yeah, Oliver Lake, David Murray, Julius Hemphill, and Hamiet Bluet. And yeah, this is some killer free jazz here. Again, the interplay with these guys is amazing. Highly recommend checking this out, the World Saxophone Quartet. And I guess there's a record they did with doing some Duke Ellington songs. Very interesting. I'm checking that out. Yeah. Thank you, Teddy. Wicked. And then I've got some other things here, but the last LP here is Joseph Jarman from the Art Ensemble of Chicago, Song 4. This is a French pressing on the Goody label from 1971. I believe this was originally released in '68, recorded in '66. This is, I think the best way I can put this record is frantically beautiful. Free jazz, classic. Highly recommended. Happy to find this, very cheap. Yeah, awesome, in great shape, still original shrink on it, original price tag there of 50 cents. I didn't pay 50 cents for it, but also didn't pay an arm and a leg. Great record. And of course, we recently lost the great Joseph Jarman. So, yeah, happy to pick that up. So next I've got some 7-inch records here. One of which I did pick up also at Tip Top the other night. And that is from Archie Bell and the Drells, Tighten Up. I believe this is from '68, Atlantic label, original. What a badass song. Been a lot of hype over the full album. These great drums on this. What a beat. Archie Bell and the Drells from Houston. Some just phenomenal soul. Happy to grab that. That's going to definitely go into my next DJ set. And then the next 3 7-inches were gifted to me by Mary Roden, who's in the vinyl community. Again, she doesn't do videos, but she's heavily involved on Instagram and on one of the Facebook groups, Vinyl Champions. Always showing Great record. She's got a lot of really cool colored vinyl in her collection. That's kind of her deal. And she picked up some 7-inch records, some Aretha Franklin, some James Brown, and some others that she found in a thrift store or charity shop or whatever you want to call it, where she lives. And I had mentioned on her post that I would love the James Browns. Those are, you know, really cool. And then she was like, "Well, if you want them, I'll send them to you. They were only $0.25." Really, really awesome. Very generous, and these are killer. All on the King label. So the first is from 1968. It's James Brown and the Famous Flames. Here I Go, and For a Little While on the King label. And then the next, this one's badass. On the A side, Let a Man Come In and Do the Popcorn Part 1. And then on the B side is Sometime. Yeah, that A side is getting spun at the next DJ set. Love the pictures of James on the front of these 7 inches. Very cool. On the King label. And then the last was the classic song from 1970, Get Up, I Feel Like Being Like a Sex Machine, Parts 1 and 2. This is wicked. Jammed these the other night. They play pretty dang good for as old as they are, and from where they were found. Absolutely awesome, and can't thank Mary enough. Very, very cool. Vinyl community is dominant. And then tonight I ran across this little gem. This is a Japanese cassette on Blue Note. Some other stuff from my favorite trombone player, Gretchen Moncourt III. Man, I've been looking for this album for years. Man, I can't find this record anywhere to save my life. Prices on the internet are retarded. Not paying that for this record. But yeah, $5. I've got the music. It's going in the jam box. Jam box gets to eat. Yeah, so that's what we've got here tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I'll have some more interesting news here down the line. Peace.